idea of, first of all, what it means to play in this showcase?
Yeah, definitely. To be recognized, across the Ontario Hockey League, and to represent, pretty much Canada in this game is, pretty special, and looking forward, and extremely excited about the opportunity here.
You're still a young guy. What is this? Obviously, the Canada-Russia rivalry goes back many, many years before you were born. But what does it mean to you?
You know what? I think just them beating Canada in the finals last year is pretty much all I can really remember. Specifically against Russia. Watching the Ovechkin era grow up, and all that stuff too. But definitely watching them beat Canada was upsetting for any Canadian across Canada. So probably that's pretty obvious memory, and not too much of it, but also looking forward to playing them.
What do you know about this squad that's coming in here tonight?
Not too much. I know there's a few guys around the league that play for Russia, or that are going to play for Russia tonight, and definitely good players. So they're always seem to be skilled and fast, and hopefully we can eliminate them with the body, and get a lot of people to the net, and create a lot of chances, and learn from the games we watched.
A lot of players like yourself are obviously going to try to use this showcase for leverage for the World Junior tournament. How important is this to make that step?
Yeah, I think it's it's another step in the process. It's a huge process in order to make the World Juniors, and it's any kid's dream growing up, no matter what age, to play the World Junior. And as you get older, and the more the age that's they play, it doesn't change. So it's definitely a big dream of mine to play there one day, and at the same time, just taking it one game at a time, and looking forward to tonight, and having fun with it, and just going to enjoy it.
Can you talk about some of the challenges of gelling as a team? I know you've, I think I'd read something where you talked about going over to the Petes and just trying to put the team together. Here is obviously it's a completely different experience with all these all-stars, and you have to come together in a couple of days. So can you just talk about the challenges there? Yeah,
definitely. It's a huge turnaround, and I think anytime you get a team like this together with the amount of skill in that room, you kind of play your game, and gelling as a team, and the skill will come out, and what you need to do will come out. So I think it's just not doing too much. Every guy is a top player on their team, and that's why they're here. So definitely I think, speaking for myself, I think just keeping it pretty simple, and letting my line mates and I get to know each other early on, and hopefully have a successful night.
Now, I just want to ask you as well, as an Ottawa Senators pick, obviously there's going to be a lot of fans who are here that are interested in your development and interested in watching you play, and usually that's they're coming out to see you play as a rival, as kind of the enemy. So now you're one of the good guys.
Yeah, so I think there's a few people that last time we played Ottawa in here we're talking about that, and it's going to be definitely exciting for my first major big event in Ottawa since being drafted by them, and kind of have fans going my way. So that's another thing I'm looking forward to, and a step along the way, in order to make that the next step, next jump. So it's going to be fun tonight, and I know the fans will be on our side, as I'm pretty sure they're not too fond of Russia.
All right.
And Matt, they say if you're a scorer, show that you can be a scorer. They say if you're a checker, show you can be a checker in this game. What parts of your skill set do you hope to really showcase in this game as you're trying to make a good impression on
Right, I think if you go back to the last few World Juniors teams, the goal scorers find themselves on the third line checking role. So I don't think you can be one-dimensional at any level this day, let alone the World Junior stage. So that's definitely something you have to keep in the back of your mind, and play a whole complete game, and finish your hits, and be solid, and be accountable. So I love to score goals, but at the same time there's a lot more components to the game that you have to bring in order to make it and be recognized as that player.
Now Ryan Murphy's obviously going to miss the series after the injury he had on Friday. What among the you and your fellow players, what have been your thoughts about just his situation, being put suffering a fairly serious injury?
Yeah, definitely you can see how scary concussions are nowadays, and with all this stuff going on, the best player in the world's out and has been out for a while. So to see Ryan go down like that after knowing him, no one likes to see that. No one likes to see any player get hurt. I know Kunak will serve a suspension, and that'll be that. But definitely, not a sight anyone likes to see when people get hurt like that. And hopefully he just has a good strong recovery, and able to be back on the ice soon.